It's going slow. Good to go.
Good morning. It is Friday, December 16th, and this is a meeting of the Southborough Planning Board. The first item on the agenda is a public hearing for 250 Turnpike Road. Do you want to bring us up to date, Karina?
Sure. So let me just get my notes right here. So the last public hearing was on Monday, December 12th, and the planning board scheduled this additional meeting for specifically for 250 Turnpike Road, the change of use to a self-storage facility. At the last meeting, we had reviewed a draft decision. In the interim, we received submission number 7, which included most of the updates that were asked for by the planning board. So the submission, which we call submission number 7, was submitted to Fuss and O'Neill for review, who expedited it very quickly in a matter of a day and a half. So thank you to them. They provided a review letter, which basically said everything was in order except there was a light pole still being shown on the lower parking lot in the center of the lot. It's not clear to me if that's supposed to be there or not supposed to be there. So we have to just clarify that. Then I updated the draft decision and Mimi had a comment regarding condition number 10 and just clarifying additionally that trees shall not be cut specifically. A draft decision dated 12/15 incorporated that information, and the attorney Brian Chavell indicated that the applicant was agreeable to that additional clarification under that condition. There are a couple minor tweaks still on the draft decision as far as some dates, etc., some administrative things. And that's about it. And that brings us to today. For Planning Board Public Hearing number 8. Back to you, Mimi.
Thank you, Karina. Good morning, Mr. Charvel. Is there anything you would like to add?
Good morning, Madam Chair, and I really want to thank, on behalf of the applicant, the board and staff and Fuss and O'Neill for making this special meeting happen. We really, really appreciate it. We're happy to hope to try to get it done today. As I wrote Karina yesterday, your change regarding section 10 of the decision, or condition 10, is acceptable to the applicant. I had a couple of very, very minor, I think just 2 typographical tweaks to the decision upon reviewing it. And that I think the applicant is in agreement with what's in front of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
In the poll that Fuss and O'Neill referred to,
Yeah.
is that supposed to be there or not supposed to be there? Which plan set is correct?
What to the chair, I think Fuss and O'Neill, excuse me, I think rather the lighting engineer saw that we had a pole shown several feet away from a planting island and said, oh, this must be supposed to be in that island in the middle of the entire pavement. But it actually can't move from where we show it on sheets E1 and S2 because to move it into that island will move it into the septic system leaching area. So I think he was trying to clean things up and he moved the pole a few feet away in the middle of the entire pavement, but it actually can't move just those fewer several feet away.
Okay. So just to clarify, E1 and S2 is the correct location of the pole.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anyone on the board? Mr. Mills?
I have no questions.
Ms. Houlihan?
No questions.
Mr. Maria?
No questions.
Okay. So as referred to, I did clarify decision number 10, just so we know that those those trees as identified on the plans are, bring the site in compliance with the landscape bylaw, because we're using the existing trees. So do we need to get a specific vote on that, or just consensus from the board on that change?
I think when we vote, we can just say using the conditions reviewed and approved or reviewed on today's date. So we just.
Okay.
Right.
All right, very good.
Or if there's
Also,
a draft,
Mimi,
or if there's a draft number, I can just reference the draft number for the conditions.
it would be draft with today, with yesterday's date, the 12/15, or if I do have to make some revisions, I will clarify it with today. I'll make a final draft with today's date,
Okay.
making everything in order. And then also, will the planning board require, part of the conditions is that 2 sets of approved plans to be provided to the planning board prior to the lapse of the appeal period for endorsement. Does the planning board anticipate that these minor changes reflected on the lighting plan, that the pole be moved in the right location, and any other notes be added to the plan in that approved set? Once that set is, as part of the approval. In other words, do you want the applicant to update the plans to move that pole into the right spot on the lighting plan, or accept it as is?
I would think move it into the correct place.
It's not a big deal.
Okay,
Is the
And-
board in agreement with that?
Yes.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
and is that the only tweak, or we can probably discuss that before you vote?
Well, if there could be a note just clarifying that the trees identified shall remain, that just makes, it's always nice when the decision and the plans match.
There is a note on sheet S2. It does say no tree cutting is proposed.
Right, but that doesn't say no trees, that doesn't say trees shall remain. As proposed is non-definitive.
Okay.
So maybe you could just add that, right, in addition, on that same note, maybe just clarify. Leave it
Sure.
as it is and add that additional, no, trees shall, or trees shall remain. Is that the language, Mimi? Trees shall remain?
Yeah,
Existing trees shall remain.
yeah.
Existing trees shall remain. So we have the proper location of the light pole to be fixed on the lighting plans. And then number 2 on sheet S2, note number 1 should add existing trees shall remain.
Sure.
Okay.
You ready for a motion?
I think Brian
think so.
Charbel had some comments on the decision. I just wanted to hear where he wanted something modified,
Oh, okay.
if I could.
Forgive me for how minor these are. There was one instance where Turnpike was not capitalized. I'm looking to see exactly where it was. In the recitation of section 8, reciting correspondence received.
Section 8, yeah.
There's a bullet toward the bottom. Neighbors and abutters of 250 Turnpike Road memo dated 9/8/22 to planning board re 250 Turnpike. That T just happened not to be capitalized.
Just tell me what bullet item from the bottom.
When it begins neighbors and abutters.
Am I looking at the right one here? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on. That's why. Here it is. Sorry. Give me 1 second here. Neighbors and abutters. The one that says neighbors and abutters of 250. Colleen, can you zoom to that, please? Scroll back to it's under the correspondence was received, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, so right there, Colleen, stop. All right,
There it is.
do you see it right there? Which bullet item? I'm sorry, I just,
Four up. Mhm.
yeah, and where
Oh,
do
there
you
you
see
go.
it? Oh, right at the.
250, yeah.
I see it, yep. Thank you. I appreciate that diligence. You're more specific than I am, and I'm pretty bad.
And then in the same section, this is my second and final suggested change, is in the last bullet. The case is actually Mullen versus Brewster Planning Board rather than Mullins,
No S.
correct?
Perfect. And also on the bullet item prior, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one up that says Fuss and O'Neill, Towns Engine, that highlighted, that will be changed to the 15th.
Mhm.
Because that's when their letter's dated.
Great.
And let me just make sure. And, when you provide the final approved plans, we have to agree on a date that they would be dated so I can reference them in this. So this says December 13th. Can we pick a date where all plan sheets will have the same date?
I'd propose today if that works for James.
That's fine.
Okay, so the plan sheets will be dated December 16th and the lighting plans as well, or are you gonna leave that on December 8th,
Oh, I will tell the lighting engineer to date his plans also the 16th.
16th? That way there won't be any confusion. Okay, and let me just. I think that's it.
I make a motion that we approve 250 Turnpike Road, major site plan approval. Change of use for storage facility based on the plans for 12/16/2022, along with conditions reviewed and approved on 12/16.
Do we need to close the hearing first? Or does
Yes,
that matter?
you have to
does
close
matter.
it first.
Okay,
Make a motion, we close the public hearing for 250 Turnpike Road, change of use storage facility, major site plan approval.
Second,
I have a motion in a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, Latrell, yes.
Mills, yes.
Houlihan, yes.
Demiria, yes.
Okay, very good.
Chair, I make a motion, we approve the major site plan approval for 250 Turnpike Road, change of use storage facility with the plans dated 12/16/2022, along with the conditions dated reviewed and reviewed on 12/16/2022.
Second,
Very good. I have a motion in a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, Latrell, yes.
Mills, yes.
Houlihan, yes.
Demiria, yes.
Very good.
Excellent. So
Great.
I'll update the decision and let Mimi know as chair who will sign the decision. Once she does her final review and sign it, we'll file it with the town clerk and your 20-day appeal period will begin. And I'll be expecting revised set. I believe the condition said 2 sets. Let me just double check here. It says here, 2 sets of the final approved plans shall be submitted to the planning board for endorsement along with AutoCAD files of all plan sheets. Followed by, so once the planning board endorses it, we'll give you a copy back and then you get it scanned and send us the PDF of it scanned.
Yes, will do.
Right?
If you'll just let me
Okay.
know when it reaches the clerk, and then I'll monitor the dates after that.
Super.
Thank you.
Very good.
We really appreciate
Karina.
the board seeing this through. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being
Good.
patient, Brian.
Karina, quick question. I know the applicant said that there were some advantages if they get this all done this year, and that's part of the reason why we took the extra step to have this meeting. Is there a time frame that you need those signatures? Like how quickly do you need the signatures from the board in order to make sure everything goes smoothly?
Well, I think
I
that,
just want to make sure, because I know some people are leaving and, you know, like, just trying to be as accommodating.
right, so I'll be out of the office starting Monday afternoon, and I won't be back till January 3rd. So if I could get 2 sets of plans by Monday, then I could leave them with Colleen to have them signed. I'll update the decision today and get it ready for Mimi to sign. That way, everything will actually, because your 10-day appeal period, if it gets filed on Monday, I won't be back before your 10-day appeal period, and I won't be able to make sure the plans are all set. So it'd be good if you could get the plans to me as well, because we'll file the decision.
I think everything's based on the decision. So getting that decision fixed and signed, that starts the date. The plans can come later.
Yes, but I won't be here, Colleen, to ensure that the plans have the changes in them. You can coordinate that they get signed and all, but I want to make sure I look at them to make sure they have those 2
Sure.
fixes before the planning board endorses them.
I can certainly look for those 2.
Yeah,
Quick
So-
question, Corinna.
sure.
Do the plans need to be Mylar or is paper sufficient or?
Well, paper is sufficient because in the decision, the condition says that when you record the major site plan approval decision, once you get an attested copy from the town clerk with the registry of deeds, you just have to add the set of plans as an exhibit, as an 8.5 by 11 plan set to the back of the decision. So we don't need a Mylar.
Okay,
Okay, so don't forget when you do have the signed plans, and you get them scanned, make sure that you attach them to the major site plan approval decision as an exhibit, and then you'll be all set before you record it, or when you record it with the registry of deeds. And again, Brian, you have to pick up an attested copy from the town clerk, and I believe it's a $10 fee.
We'll do. Yep.
And Colleen, I trust that you could review those, and Mimi could also review them, but I just want to get it off the plate before I leave for vacation, if it's possible. That way there's no confusion. But worst case is the decision gets filed and, you know, the plans get endorsed when I get back.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, Andrew?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that both, you know, Brian and like whatever's expected of us, so we can try to help.
Yeah, as soon as we
Okay.
get the plans, Colleen will send an email out to the planning board members to say, if you can come by and sign them, or we'll bring them by for you to sign. And then we'll have them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, Latrell, yes.
Mills, yes.
Houlihan, yes.
Demiria, yes.
Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy
Holidays.
holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Good
Thanks.
luck.
Careful. See you soon.